Hello, this is the Blimey Cow YouTuber, and welcome back to another video. Today, I will be watching Messy Mondays, How Do You Know If You're in Love, commentating on it, and then reading some of the comments thereunder. So, without any further ado, let's just get right into this.
Oh, hey guys, maybe you can help me. I'm trying to decide if I'm in love. It's just really hard to know for sure. I just wish that somebody would make a video about it.
Nice fourth wall break.
You know how anytime you ask a happy couple how they first knew that they were in love, they always say, "Oh, well, when it happens, you just know."
Sorry, sneeze wasn't coming out. That's a cough, not a sneeze. I still need to sneeze, and this is, wow. Anyways, what was I gonna say? Yeah, I've never asked a happy couple how they knew. I've never really worried about how to know, because that's personal and none of your business.
I don't know, I guess that kind of makes sense. But considering that it's something that affects the direction of the rest of your life, it's a little unsettling. I just want to know how you know when you're in love. Because you hear a lot of teenagers run around all the time talking about how they're in love, and I'm like, wow, they are so sure of themselves. That's incredible. I mean, I'm in my 20s and I'm still not quite sure exactly what it means to be in love. How do these kids have so much experience? Wow.
Love is a do. You don't just if you're waiting around to find love, you're wrong. Love is a choice. And I mean, I'm not saying you can just up and love someone on a whim. But you're not a victim to someone or something deciding whether or not you're in love.
Oh, so you guys have been together for 2 weeks? How fun!
We are so in love. Last night we even went on a date together. It was so romantic.
Oh, what did you guys do?
We saw
We
a
made
movie.
out. There was a movie playing too.
So
Okay. So they're infatuated. Clearly they don't understand, but they're using that term. I think I get where he's going with this.
solid foundation. But really, how do you know when you're in love? I mean, am I asking too much to hope that it's not something that I'll just wake up one day and be like, I'm in love? I feel like something that's that life-altering shouldn't just be this click in my brain that I can't control. Because if it's something that I can't control when it switches on, how can I control it when it eventually switches off?
Okay. So, look. Yes, in a sense, quote, being in love, unquote, it is kind of something that just sort of happens sometimes. Well, I mean, being in love is more than infatuation, and it is a choice, I think, ultimately, and you can't be in love with someone you don't love. But I think that I guess you know you're in love when there's not a question to be asked. When you don't think, am I in love with this person? You just know, and you don't ask because you know that you're in love with that person.
I'm sorry, Carol. I'm just not in love with you anymore, okay?
But we've been married 5 years. Can't you remember why you loved me?
No, I can't. It's not a switch that I can turn off and on. I just don't love you.
But what about the children?
Oh, don't act like this isn't hard for me to walk out on my kids. Now, me and Kimberly will take them on the weekends.
Kimberly?
Yes.
The girl that you work with?
Yes, Kimberly. I work with her and she's 20 pounds lighter than you and hotter. The more that
20 pounds lighter than her would be anorexic. No offense to Kelly at that time. What was I saying? Oh yeah. So loving someone is better. It is a stronger connection and one less susceptible to whim than being in love. So, if you're married and you find yourself no longer in love with the person you're married to, love then becomes a conscious decision and something you have to continue to cultivate rather than simply pretend that you're the victim of.
I think about it, the phrase being in love is somewhat misleading. And instead of wondering whether our feelings that we have for somebody are strong enough to justify saying that you're in love, you should ask yourself the following questions. Number 1, are you best friends? 2, are you willing to be kind when they make you mad? 3, are you willing to take care of them even when you get absolutely nothing out of it? 4, are you willing to communicate with them openly and honestly? And 5, are you able to apologize to them when you inevitably mess up on one of the first 4? If at any point you find that the answer to all of those questions is yes, then congratulations, you're in love. Love.
Okay. No, what you just described was love. Not being in love. Being in love is something more... It's more overpowering in a sensational way rather than as a commitment or a conscious decision. If you love someone, your answer to all those questions will be yes. If you are in love with someone, you love that person, and you are I guess I would say you are I guess being in love could be described as when you love someone and are simultaneously infatuated with them. That period of your life usually comes, I guess, I'd say between engagement and the first year or two of marriage. And little bits and pieces of it come up around both sides of that. But but love is distinct from being in love, I guess is the base point that I'm trying to make here.
Has nothing to do with those warm, fuzzy feelings that inevitably lead to a 50% divorce rate. Because they're not grounded in reality, just what makes you feel good. I'm pretty sure it's time to rethink how we view this entire process. We focus more on the happy ending instead of the awesome struggle that it takes to earn that happy ending. If love has absolutely anything to do with what you can get out of it, you're doing it wrong.
Okay, so I guess I'd basically agree with that point overall. I guess he's really just trying to draw this distinction between infatuation, which is what most people tend to refer to as being in love. But of course, in order to be in love, you have to love that person first, and I think that's what a lot of people miss, and that's where there's this distinction between love, being in love, and infatuation. All right. That's all I had to say on that, really. So I'm just going to go on down to the comment section and see what other people have to say. All right, so I've gone ahead and picked out a few comments, so I'm just going to go down and look at some of them. All right. At Gigazik3569 says, asked my 7-year-old cousin same question. It went something like this. Me, how to tell if you're in love. Cousin, when you know you're crazy. Me, how to tell if you're crazy. Cousin, when you're in love. Me, that don't make no sense. Cousin, neither does love. Me, ... I mean, that's a decent answer for a 7-year-old, I guess. At Papercut337 says, I think people all too often confuse love with physical attraction. A rule of thumb I use is that love, real love, is selfish. When you love someone, you care about them more than you care about yourself. Sure, this can lead to one-sided relationships at times, especially when you're dating, and you have to be aware of that. When it's mutual, it's a beautiful, amazing thing, both to behold and to experience. I would rephrase that slightly differently. I don't think people necessarily confuse love with physical attraction. I think people, especially guys, tend to overstate the importance of physical attraction when thinking about love. Is, I think, a better way of stating that, but overall not a incorrect observation. At Amelie Houdini 9414 says, being in love is the fluttery feeling in the stomach. Love, on the other hand, is the long-term, selfless, make-do, compromising, growing old part. The 50% divorce rate is due to people confusing the two. All right. I would say it's not 50%. It's like, I think it's up at like 43, 44 right now. It's never been up as high as 50. Anyways, the huge divorce rate is due to people it's due to people not either never truly being in love, just infatuated, or 2, not not having the commitment. I won't say that they're necessarily confusing love and being in love. I think they are just they don't value commitment. They ultimately they value themselves above all else, and in most cases they were probably never truly in love. And then at ClassyCat17 says, careful people watching this. Sometimes we tell ourselves the answer to those questions is yes, but I'm going to bet 90% of you will not do those things when the moment arrives. It's easier to say something than act on it. Also, there's more that goes into love than just those 5 things above. Infatuation is not love. Look up the definition of infatuation versus the definition of love. Good luck. So that's just a good point. I mean, don't lie to yourself because you want to think it's love. Because if you do, you either become part of the problem or you create problems for yourself. Anyways, though, that's it for this video. If you enjoyed the video, go over and watch the original and subscribe to Blimey Cow. Links to both of those will be in the description below. But without any further ado, thanks for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye.